Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Language and Life Skills. I'm Matthew Atukani. Today I'll present to you a few episodes of my travel experiences. Some of them are amusing, some are pleasant, some are a little unpleasant. Anyway, let us see a few of them. Once I was traveling by train from Bangalore to Calicut. It was a night train and I was boarding the train about 11 p.m. When I went into the train and looked for my berth, I found it was occupied by an old lady. I asked her to kindly vacate my berth. She said, "What can I do? My berth is occupied by a gentleman." So I went there and talked to him. He would speak only Hindi, and it was very difficult to speak to him my broken Hindi, and he would not vacate his berth. I doubted if he had even proper ticket. So I alerted the police. And to my pleasant surprise, after a few minutes, a lady constable appeared in the train and she started questioning this man in Tamil. And this man, who was pretending not to know Tamil or other languages, spoke only Hindi. Now he began to speak in Tamil. And he realized the seriousness of the situation and he vacated his berth. Well, another time, I was traveling from Jolapur Junction towards Mangalore. And I was catching a train which was notorious for coming late. Anyway, I went to the station in time, and as I was looking down from the overbridge, I found a train lying down in the platform. I waited for it to go, for my train to come. And I went down the bridge and went to the inquiry and inquired about my train. And the officer told me, why? That is the train that has left. I had actually seen that train, and yet I had missed it because I was under the false belief that that train would be late every day. That particular day, to my bad luck, it was late. Another experience of mine is in Calcutta. I was traveling by a reserved train, first time in Calcutta. I went to my seat, the reserved compartment, and I found it was occupied by a number of people. So I politely requested them to vacate my seat. They were very kind. They adjusted their sitting and they gave me also a small piece of my seat. I could also sit along with them in the crowd. The next one is about foreign travel. So the first time I was going to the Philippines and I was going to work there for some years. So I had to take my baggage along with me. I had three pieces of unaccompanied baggage and I had to book that as unaccompanied air cargo. I went to some airlines, like Singapore Airlines and Malaysian Airlines, and they needed extra documentation apart from copies of the ticket and of the visa. And I went to our own Air India. They were very kind to me. They needed only a copy of the ticket and of the visa, and I booked my unaccompanied air cargo with them. But when I reached the Philippines, I could get only one out of those three bags. Two were lost, and my many journeys to the Manila office of the Air India was of no use. I got at the end a pittance of compensation for my lost baggage. Rome is a wonderful place, and I had been there for a few months. Once I was going to St. Peter's, took the underground metro and got out at the Ottaviano San Pietro station. As you walk towards St. Peter's, all along the way there are restaurants, wayside restaurants with nice dining out facilities in the evening time and brightly clad waiters. They'll come out to greet you and welcome you to their restaurant. So to one of those waiters approaching me, I asked him some directions towards St. Peter's, how to go there. The moment I asked him something, he just made a right about turn and marched back. Such was the rude behavior, so much so about their hospitality, spirit of hospitality, very different from us Indians, I would say, on the whole. Now, in Holy Land, I had gone to this Mount Tabor, which is the Mount of Transfiguration. There, after joining in praise and Holy Mass, we came out. There are two snack bars there outside, and I took some snack. And these were manned by Italians. I spoke some Italian to them. They were very happy. And they were actually educated in Don Bosco schools. When I finished my snacks, asked for the bill, they waved it off. Why? Because of their Don Bosco school connections. A very pleasant experience. Then, while dining in Rome, some of my friends, they went for an economy lunch, and therefore they avoided buying wine and drank water instead. You know, people in Rome, in Italy, they drink wine with their lunch. But when they got the bill, to their surprise, they found that water costs more than wine in Rome. So, while in Rome, do as Romans do. You got to be also careful of pickpockets. In Rome, Rome is full of monuments and museums. While you are lost in wonder, admiring those monuments, while pickpockets will be busy relieving you of your purse and valuables, and you will not know anything till you have come down from the ecstasy of watching the monuments and look for your hook in your pocket for your wallet, and it will be missing. Another, now a pleasant experience in Italy. I'd gone to the city of Venice. I wanted to visit St. Mark's Cathedral. So I got out of the Venice railway station, and I took a boat to St. Mark's Cathedral. And while in the boat, I started a conversation with an Italian family. They were very happy to see an Indian speaking Italian. And they were very kind to me, keeping me engaged in conversation. And while they reached the boat jetty, they came along with me, took me for a breakfast with them, and then they took me to St. Mark's Cathedral. That's also, by the way, the place the famous Italian gondolas are found. And they give me also a donation for my educational activities. Now, Rome is also famous for many monuments. One of them is the Colosseum, which is more than 2000 years old, but still there are substantial ruins of the Colosseum. That's where many entertainments were held for the Roman royalty and nobles. This included the wild entertainment of having Christians thrown to the wild beasts like lions and other wild beasts. Okay. Now, outside the Colosseum, you will find many historic characters dressed up in original costumes: kings, emperors, queens, gladiators, generals, and it's a wonderful sight. And you can take photos with them or selfies with them. They will gladly oblige, of course. You give a few dollars for the posing with you for photos. While traveling in the Holy Land, you got to be careful of certain souvenir shops where things are sold very cheap. The tourist guides will warn you. There are some shops where religious articles are cheaper than others, and they even accept Indian rupees. But some of them are manned by magicians. You will not know until you come out of the shop that you have lost some money there. The last thing I like to say, that episode is about an Israeli guide we had in the Holy Land. He was a short, dapper, suave elderly gentleman, very polite, very pleasant. But there was one thing which annoyed him quite a bit. That is, we Indians can never keep time. So day after day, we found that we were not punctual. So suppose you are able to see 6 places in a day, you have to be content with 3 or 4 because we are always late. From the final day, we were at the Dead Sea. To our surprise, we found that day he would not be reminding us of time. He would not come and call us to go to the next place, the final day, and he let us do as we please. And then we found, being the final day, he had packed his bags and left. He had got tired of our lack of punctuality. Yeah, friends, travel, especially international travel, exposes you to new places, to customs, new cultures. It is quite enriching. We can benefit from our travel experience. So bye for this time. See you another time. Bye.